Okay, next we need this C channel. It's got to touch the bottom to the top. So the top of the I-beam, the bottom of this plate should be the same plane as the top of the C channel and vice versa here on the bottom. So we need this bottom surface here, this top surface touching where the bottom and top of the I-beams are. And then this space right here needs to touch this space right here of the C channel. Oh gosh. So, go back to CATIA, that's going to be this face, this face, this face. And then we also wanted the same, wherever that face was, and wherever this face is. Okay, so here comes P5. Again, we got to double click to get into the tool to insert the next product. We're going to rename it. This instance is number 5. I think it's supposed to be P5, but that's what I've been doing. So I'm going to just stick with it. And this is the 105. And then double click on this to get into that assembly and insert my part. Properties. And we'll rename that. In the instance, we're going to call this C channel. I'll do the aft C channel. Okay. So this one here came from P3. Another thing is, if you just click on it, it'll highlight that to help remind you which one's which. So we got to double click to get into it. And let me pull this out. You know what I'm going to do here. When I'm done, I should remember to hide these so I'm not messing up and grabbing anything I didn't mean to. Okay, so I'll pull this out of hide. So that plane right there is the one I want. That square tube perfectly. I need that for my channel. So I want to have that linked to the other one. So I'm going to right click properties. No, what am I doing? Right click. Sorry. We're going to go into this assembly. Right click. Not right click. We're going to go to product structure. Okay, so in the product structure with this one highlighted, I should be able to create a publication. And then say OK. There's my published element. I'm going to copy that. Why? Oh, I'm still in the product structure. I have to double click on the part to go back to part design. Right click on this and copy. Open this up, double click, and look for the hourglass to show up. Right click, paste. No, 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 no. Right click, paste special with links. There's your external reference. So I can use that one, which is linked up to this one up here. So in theory, if that changes, this C channel will know to go with it. Okay. Now I'm going to come back to the RLM and double click on this to get to the product structure. And we want this water line that represents the bottom and the top beam. So we want those two. Oops. Actually, I might as well take the buttock line too, which is in the middle. So that's the buttock line, and then the top and the bottom. Oh, but I want these over here. The buttock line, and then the top and bottom of the beams. Right click. I'm in the product structure. I have to double click this part to get into the part. Down to the published elements. Grab these three items. We're going to copy those. Come down here. Click. Right click. Nope. Double click this to watch the hourglass change to make sure I'm in that part now. Paste special with results and say OK. So I got the top and the bottom of the I-beam, the center from where I'm going to create about, and that edge where it's going to touch up. Periphery of that too. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here is, while I'm at it, I want the same planes from here and here. So if you recall, 2.2 what did I do? This, pull this out of hide. This right buttock line plane and this buttock line plane. I want it to be the same for the channel. Okay? So I thought I published that. Did I not do that right? I should have published that. 2.2. your 1-inch offsets. Oh, I think that's what I was doing. This is the bottom plane. So I want to use those same offsets. I think I did 1 inch, 1 inch, 3 inches, 3 inches. Yeah. I just demoed how to in 2.2. I am going to double click this to get into it. I feel like I should have published this earlier and maybe I don't remember what I did now. I click properties. Not properties. Right click copy. I publishing before copy. So double click on this to get to the product structure. Click on the RBL and the LBL and publish that. Okay, okay. Click on these two elements and copy. I can't because I'm in the product structure. Double click the part to change it back to part design. Let's put that with my published elements go. Oh, no, I want to take this from the. No, I don't. Okay. There's my published elements right there. This thing here got shrunk on me without me seeing it. Okay, so here's my published elements in the bottom plate. I'm going to take those two elements. As long as I'm in part design, I should be able to right click and copy. Go all the way down, double click on this, which is the C channel, right click, be special. With the links, now I got the RLM and the LBL that I can use, the same water lines I can use, this buttock line 0 I can use, and that square tooth edge. Okay, so on that buttock line, we create a sketch, but I like to create that here at 0. Buttock line, aft C channel. How many times am I going to make that same mistake? Undo that. Right click properties. Make sure it says plane 7. Aft C channel. Go to sketch. Say OK. I want that square tube periphery. So that plane, the top and bottom, and which is where is it? Where's this? Oh, this channel. Not that. It's this one here. Where's this? Let's see, I'm working on the bottom plate on accident. Let me hide that so I don't accidentally get that. So I don't want that. Sorry about that. That's why you want to hide this stuff. Now we're gonna try that again. This square tube surface in your top and bottoms is all you need. So hopefully you can see those on the screen. The bottom of the I-beam, which is the top here, the top of the I-beam, which is the bottom of the green plate on the top, this surface, and then this surface here. Okay? And we're going to go to intersect. And intersect to that channel. Get those 3 lines. Okay? And I'm just going to go to trim. Make sure to turn off everything and go to trim and trim this line to this line, and this line to this line. Stupid trim. Trim this line to this line. Analyze it real quick. It's an open profile because I got those 3 lines there, right? So what I'm going to do here, let's say that C channel is 1.5 inches. I'm going to go and click on this line and go to sketch and do an offset. And I want to offset over here on this side, so I make sure that cursor's on this side. And I'm just going to pop it at 1.5 inches. I mean 1.25 inches, whatever. Okay. And I'm just going to trim again this line to this line, this line to this line, and then I'm just going to delete that line out. So I trim those lines back to be 1.5 inches. And then what I'm going to do is, I find it easier to go normal to view and highlight this profile. I'm just going to keep it simple and go with the 1/4 inch fillet. Okay, and then you remember that trick I showed you earlier where I right-clicked on this and did the auto search? grab that whole profile. And then we'll do another offset, and we'll just do 1/8 of an inch, just keeping things simple all the same. Okay. If I analyze the sketch, it's 2 open profiles right now. What I need to do is create a line and zoom up on it. Make sure you're grabbing the right elements. Look at this end and this end, and then zoom up real close to the top. Grab another line from this end to this end. You should be getting those coincidence symbols. Gives me more confidence when I go to analyze that I'm going to get a single closed profile. You can see this technique, I don't have a lot of constraining. I didn't even put on one constraint. The computer did all the constraining for me. Yeah, so when I go to this here, it should tell me that it's, oh, it says it's under constraint because it's got some point problem. I don't know why it does that. It should know that these are, of course, these are vertical lines. So, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't understand that. That line should be a vertical line. It should just know. But you know what? I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to put a constraint on there. Remember in the old days when you had to do a whole bunch of constraining? So we're going to put this constraint here. Oh, see, that's what I was expecting. It should be too many. That should not. That shouldn't be black. This should have been a vertical line. I'm going to throw a vertical on there. No, it says it's over constrained, which would make sense to me because I shouldn't have had to create that dimension. Oh, duh. I need to constrain because I didn't link this to a plane. If I would have created a plane and intersected the plane, I wouldn't have to do this business. Okay, so we've left that 1.25 now. And that's why it's good to analyze this, make sure you've got everything. And let's go back to sketch. You know what I want to do here is you could create a constraint, but I would prefer to turn the constraint off here for a sec. You grab this line and use your control button and grab, oh, I grabbed the wrong button. Control button, grab this line. Ah, I took my hands off. I'm going to grab this line without using the control button. Just grab a line, zoom up close to this line, then use your control button to grab that line so you're not trying to zoom and control at the same time with the weird stuff. We want to use our dialog box to set coincident. That keeps those both in line on top and bottom. Now you can see the line is green on the top. And when I go check this, it's a closed profile and it's constrained. So everything looks good now. We can exit and do the path. Of course, I did it wrong. I forgot to put the sketch in the part body. We're going to change this to plane. RBL. Second limit, change that to plane. Pick the LBL. I like to again grab them off the tree. Select OK. And here we have our C channel. Holding everything here together. Alright, let's change the color. traffic. Oh, what color should we try? All right. You should have a pretty good idea how to do the other C channel, but I will demo it on the next video. Don't forget, hide your external references. That one is in this one. Hide those. Which one is this one? Right click, center free. Oh yes. Oh, I forgot to rename this. Aft C channel periphery. Okay. So this is what the tree looks like right now. All its craziness. Gosh dang, I'm trying to move this over. Okay, so there's that C channel. Alright, one last C channel to do.